Hey guys, BJ and Game Day back. Kings Cup edition. For all you Supercoach fans out there, this is our other love and passion, is 8 ball. Played it for many years, all around Australia. This weekend in the nation's capital, we've got the biggest comp of the year for us locals, called the Kings Cup, named in honour of my old man who passed away earlier this year. We've got plenty of people invading from the other states, mate. Let's run a few players and we'll give you the scoop on everyone. The reigning champion, three-time reigning champion. He's won the first three of what times this has been run?
Yeah.
Justin Sage.
Yeah.
Just coming back from the World Cup of Pool.
Yeah.
Mate, can win it again.
Oh, absolutely. I think there's probably, like I said, there's been a bit of an invading party sent from a few different states this year. Probably the competition for him is probably heightened, I think, this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, can't really bag him too much. He's all class. He's got a bit of an average mug on him. That's probably the only thing.
He's not a good-looking bloke.
He's a bit
Not a good-looking bloke.
Nah, but he's
ladies hate him.
He's all class, and yeah, it's going to be a name that can definitely take it out.
Definitely. World Cup of Pool partner in crime. The boys have just returned from China. Jimmy Delahunty played massive over there. Unfortunately, the boys couldn't get past the second round, got beat by the Chinese. Honoured to have you here in ACT, Della, for the Kings Cup. Thanks for coming, buddy. Mate, I've got him as favourite. He's my tip to win the title.
Okay. Yeah, no, again, he's same cloth as Sage, and obviously these guys have won a World 8-ball teams title together.
Yep.
That was a great team, that team. And yeah, Delahunty's another one. I think he's preparing a little bit for a big money match with Jakey as well coming up. So I think that's some of this preparation is sort of coming away maybe for these comps. But yeah, this guy's, again, he's all class. There's probably about, half a dozen sort of class players in the comp this year, maybe 6 to 10, and he's definitely one of them, and he'd be short price sort of favourite to take it out. So nothing wrong with that.
Now the other fella coming up, we're all excited about seeing, is the head.
Yeah.
Jake McCartney.
Yeah, and again, like the first three names, Sage, Delahunty, McCartney, are arguably in form, the top three players in the country, and to have them here this weekend is a lot of people that haven't seen him play are going to be lucky to watch him, and I've been lucky enough to see a fair bit of him. Again, another member of that World 8-ball Australian winning team a couple of years ago, so good luck trying to pick a winner, even if it was just out of those three.
Yeah.
So a good start to the comp, and yeah, again, another strong chance.
Who else we got, mate? Who else is up there?
So a few guys. I think obviously Woodsy.
Yep.
He's still.
Woodsy still poking around. Still plays the game.
Home ground advantage. He's a Jimmy White of Australian 8-ball, though. He's got to win something apart from Albury, I think. But I don't think he's been playing too much, so he's probably blown out.
Has he got the cue fixed?
I think he does have the cue fixed. So I don't know if he's been having a hit or what's going on there. We got Temujin Dixon coming down from.
Yeah, don't know too much about Tem. That's obviously me. I haven't been around 8-ball as long as a lot of others.
Coming up from Vix, I think he's won a Vic singles.
Yeah, maybe 2 years ago. I think he won last year or 2 years ago.
Runner-up this year. So he's always going to be thereabouts, I think. Dave Ewing from SA.
Yep. Massive player, mate. Yeah. Well, small in size, big in stature. Mate, Dave was massive at the Nationals this year. Obviously, he got done by his state teammate in Ricky Emery in the semis. But huge play. Really looking forward to seeing Dave play. Obviously going over for the World Championships in a couple of weeks as well. So hopefully this will just finish off his preparation really nice. And again, another one who should perform quite well this week. Yeah,
and another partner in crime from that red state, Dave Roffel.
Yep.
Another one that could threaten the comp, go deep if he gets going. So there's probably another SA. They've sent quite a strong
they have
trio.
They've sent up a good team there in Della and the two Daves. So very, very easily could take away the chocolates if we're not too careful.
Yeah, and probably Steve Jamison's another one to mention, mate.
Jammer, yep.
He's in a bit of form this year. He's made a couple of finals, and I was lucky enough to sort of cop it from him where were you, Albury?
Yep.
Played pretty good and ended up making the final of that one. So I think if the balls are there, he'll swallow them up. So
I think obviously the big thing we love about the Kings Cup, and no disrespect obviously the Alburys and the Geelongs and Berries and things like that, but they're long races. You know, your first round is a race to 8 in the King's Cup, through to your final being a race to 11. So it really gives these premium players the chance to sort of, you know, really make those finals. So, you know, your lesser players and that will struggle. Race to 3s and 4s are different. You know, they're anyone's game. Anyone can get a quick jump on someone, but to have the stamina and that mental, you know, toughness to run out 10 or 11 frames is a big difference.
Yeah, and it'd be great if we see some really good semis, quarters, really get to see some good quality pool, which I think we can with the field we've got. There's some other names you could mention, like Travis Crawley, Jamie Stevens.
Yep.
So, I mean, there's plenty of quality.
There's a good list there. What about the locals, mate? Obviously, we talked about Woodsy. A couple other boys like yourself who can step up, mate.
Yeah,
maybe a chance.
Yeah, maybe. I guess obvious one, our state champ this year, Eddie Chen.
Yeah,
Edmund's there.
Playing huge.
I had a look at the groups today and I thought he wasn't on there, but he's actually the top seeded Group 9. I was talking to Matty Harmon about it earlier.
Yeah, I mean, a bit to point out about Edmund last year. Last year in round 1, Edmund got done 8-1 by Danny Marlowe. I think if you had to put odds up on that in the King's Cup,
was it?
round 1, Danny Marlowe beat Edmund 8-1.
Yep.
I think if you had asked any pool judge, that would have been 500,000 to 1 for that to happen. Like, obviously, Danny, you know, again, taking nothing away from Danny. Danny's a solid player, but
absolutely.
You know, you just never would have thought that for Edmund to go down that. So he's bounced back this year. Obviously, won the ACT title just recently, and he can perform well in this tournament as well.
And I don't think outside of ACT have seen what he can actually do at best. Like, it'd be good to see him in full flight this weekend, because I think he's better than what a lot of other states probably see him at the moment. He's definitely one of our better players.
Yep.
So I think this weekend's a good opportunity for maybe to sort of make a name for himself on the scene as well. And then there's a few other guys, you know, Matty Harmon, obviously, Kenny Nicol, Jason Tanaskovic.
Matty Harmon went well last year. Obviously, I think he got knocked out in the quarters, ran into Rusty last year, who Justin beat in the final. So we've obviously lost a big man this year, and we lost Stevie Gray and Jeremy Maguire, but you know, obviously the comp's been bolstered by the likes of Della and McCartney. Plenty of good local hopes to give him a run as well.
Yeah, so, and big ups to Big Jezza as well. He's still got on board and sponsored.
Yeah, Sorrells Locksmiths obviously down there in Tassie. So thanks for your sponsorship. Jezza's supplied the trophies again this year, and a little bit of monetary support as well. So always a pleasure. The Big Baz will miss you this year, mate. But we'll all have a drink for him and for you, mate. Another young fellow on the local level. I don't think he's any hope this year, Jason Tanaskovic.
Yeah.
No, surely.
Yeah, I mean,
he'll tell you different.
I think I guess from my perspective on it, and you touched on it before, the longer races are obviously going to be harder to win against the better players, but these are the sort of opportunities you look at as a player like myself to play some of these better players and try and get a scalp. Yep. And I think Tanaz will be trying to do the same thing. There's nothing.
He has performed well. Yeah, he has performed well in past tournaments. Quarterfinal Aussie Nationals a couple of years ago. Last year he might have made the 16, I think. Went out to Trav Crawley last year, but
and I can't fault him on the guy. Might not practice more than anyone, but he does put time in on the table. He has done so for a few years, so he knows the game now. He can beat anyone if the balls are there. So I think try and use that as an opportunity this week. Try and take a scout, because there's nothing better than sort of rolling one of those bigger names. So.
We should crack around about 4,000 to the winner. We've had 96 or 97 entrants this year. It's our biggest year so far. We're really hoping to crack that 100 next year. We'd love to see more of the likes of, obviously, the Melbourne players come up. It is a big money tournament. We obviously know the Potters has got a tournament on the same time of the year, which is unfortunate, the clashes, but there's only so many weekends in the calendar where we can make it work. But everyone, if you're looking, obviously check out the King's Cup maybe next year. Plan ahead, get a group of guys together. We'd love to see some more guys over from WA. Obviously, Rocky Hammond came over last year. We're missing Rocky this year too. But it's just getting bigger and better every year, the King's Cup.
A few Queensland boys come down, it'd be good. Sterlo and Dwayne came down, was it two
years ago maybe, I think?
Because I wasn't there the last one, but the one before that. But it's getting some support.
Yeah, JJ, all the boys up there, Shannon, Mickey Allen, we'd all love to see you down here. So maybe just put it on the calendar for next year, guys. But should be a really big week. Who's your tip, mate? Brent Hampton?
I think
it's got to be.
Oh,
Has to be.
I don't know tickets on myself. If I can't say
what
myself,
I think we've got you at about 30 to 1.
Something like that.
Private message me anyone who wants to get on.
Oh, jeez. I'm just trying to think. I probably can't go past Sage because he has been here a few years now.
4 in a row.
He's used to the tables, but
he's used to the as long as Long Dag stays the fuck away from him and he's fucking tequila, he's a chance.
Yeah, but
and Sage is pretty good staying off the piss. Jakey, a different story, obviously.
Yeah, I think there's 3 guys that are hard to pick out of, and that's probably Sage, Delhunty, and McCartney.
Yeah.
Maybe Dave Ewing for something a little bit different.
Yeah, look, Dave would be my little smoky, just because I know he'd be preparing to go to the Worlds.
Yeah.
Obviously, a great showing last year at the Nationals. I reckon he'd probably be putting plenty of time into the table.
Yeah.
So what about a little tip on the side? But Della, I think, will show the class.
What about a local that's gone the furthest in the comp?
A local that'll go the furthest. It's a tough one, mate. Look, I fancy yourself. I think you've got a good game going at the moment. Obviously, you haven't played too much lately, but look, I reckon Matty Harmon, again, stalwart of ACT pool for so many years now. Showed last year again that he's in form at the Kings Cup. Hasn't been playing too much this year, but again, I think the event and the situation where he'll just present himself as one of the top players.
Mm-hmm.
So I reckon he can go deep into the run. But yeah, Della for the win for mine.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. I'd probably just chuck Shane Smith as a random
Shane Smith
as a random sort of local that maybe could go a bit deep if he gets a chance.
Well, if he gets on, obviously he's as strong as anyone out there.
But yeah, apart from that, mate, I think it's going to be a cracking weekend. Obviously, unfortunately, the first one without Bazza around, but mate, it's not going to be. You'll still be there with us, and we're going to make a party of it for sure. So
definitely.
Looking forward to Bazza's night on Friday night. I think there's going to be a few cash matches happening, and
a few cash matches,
a few
plenty of drinks
flowing. So
for sure,
it should be a really good weekend, and really looking forward to it once again. And good job, Matty Harmon, and all the sponsors again for making it happen. And I think if you build it, they will come, and that's exactly what's happening.
We're going to get bigger and bigger, guys. So we'll see you all next year.